All right, everybody. So I have been excited about this session for a while. When I make out Note Camp schedule, I get my speakers. I give first right to my speakers to come on and choose the spot that works for them, because we have people East Coast to the West Coast all the time. And this time around, I want to take the Saturday morning special hour, not only because a lot of people join in on Saturday because they're not working at their job, but it's also, I think, people are open to when they left work, whether you're working during the week or you did join us Thursday or Friday, or you're here, you're a little bit open. And oftentimes, I know Fridays are like our hobby day for most people, right? You get up, you go work out, you take a ride, take a walk, go to the farmer's market, sleep in. You know, if it's a sports day, you're watching ESPN, which is what I used to do, and just chilling with a cup of coffee and your loved ones, kids watching Saturday morning cartoons. Is that even a thing these days anymore? But one of the things that I get excited about is all the different opportunity that's taking place out there. One of the things that I do Saturdays, usually it's a fun day. I'm working in the yard, I'm chilling, and as I guess you could say, a avid gardener now in the last year, because with COVID, we turned our backyard into a garden, a tropical forest, is you had to learn what was working. And I thought, what a great topic to share with everybody, because there's tried and true tactics for being a nut investor. And there's also tactics that used to work that don't work anymore. In today's world, in 2021, you need the right tools. You need the right tactics to have success. Things that worked 2 years ago aren't working these days in a lot of cases. I mean, heck, I had somebody email me, and no offense if he's on here today, he emailed me and said, "Hey, Scott, I took your class 11 years ago." I was like, whoa. He goes, "I had the manual from there. I had the videos from there, but I lost the videos. Can you resend me those videos?" And I was like, what? Would you go to a doctor for an ailment or cancer or something like that and expect the same treatment that from 10, 11 years ago? I don't think so. And that's the thing I told him. I was like, listen, man, the market's changed. It is different. I would not feel good sending those videos out to you. It's a whole different ball game. Here's the two options for you. And I get phone calls. I mean, many people think my phone is ringing off the hook, and it doesn't. I always encourage you to schedule a phone call with me going to talkwithscottcarson.com. That's talkwithscottcarson.com. That is my direct schedule. You can literally communicate with me that way by going and booking a 30-minute phone call. I'm gonna actually put it in the chat room, talkwithscottcarson.com. Usually you talk to me Tuesday through Friday most of the time. Mondays is always our busiest day of the week because we have Note Night in America and stuff like that, and usually recovering from a weekend. Trust me, Monday I'll be a comatose person. One thing. But I talk to people, and there's so many people out there giving bad advice. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Clubhouse has been good. I like getting on there. But there are people giving bad advice out there, people that aren't doing deals, giving advice like they've done thousands of deals. And we all know that's a bunch of BS. Like I heard on another note group talking to me about oh, if it's a note, it's listed as a short sale, you can't go buy and view it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's not the freaking MLS. Yes, you can. You know, you buy a note and the people move out of it. Can you secure the locks? And they're like, oh no, you shouldn't secure the locks. Like, yes, you should. Heck, Fannie, Freddie, if it's a vacant house listed for a short sale, they're going to change the locks themselves. You have to realize that the tactics that maybe you learned or read in a book or you saw in a video that's a couple years old don't work in today's market. And you got to know what's going on in today's market. And I'm going to probably piss some people off with this presentation, but that's what I do. I get in and mix it up. And whether you like me or you don't, I don't care. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to shoot you straight, whether you like me or you don't. And I think it's one of my power things. You got a thick skin. In the note business, you got to have a thick skin. I'm not liked by everybody, and that's totally fine by me. It makes my life a whole lot easier. But let's share what's working in today's note market. You're going to want to take some notes on this, ladies and gentlemen, because there are some things in here that aren't going to work and may surprise you. You've got to evolve. It's the 21st century, and I'm beaming you into the future. Captain, I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. You're coming apart the seams, okay? You got to know that you got to do things differently today than you did yesterday, than you did a month ago, than you did a year ago, than you did a decade ago. And many people are still trying to do the same damn things that they did last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, let alone 10 years ago. Okay, let's get to it. Woo! All fired up. All right. And I have this in what's not working and yes, what is working. That's kind of a red, red means stop, yes means go. Pretty simple here. Trying to get to that inner mind of you, okay? The inception of thought. So what's not working first and foremost, okay? Doing every strategy in the book as an investor. This drives me bonkers. And I only say this because I was brainwashed into that as well. What I mean by that, oh, hey, come to your local RIA and meet a new strategy. Put another tool in your tool belt. So when you have a deal come across, you can pull out your work belt, your bench, and your crescent wrench and make sure it fits in your strategy. Such a freaking waste of time. Okay? I hate that. I absolutely hate that because you should not be trying to do every freaking strategy. Okay? The max you should focus on is 1 to 2 strategies. And if you have a full-time job, that one of those is your job. One of those is your career, okay? And by focusing on 1 strategy or 1 to 2 strategies, that's max. Don't try to go out and do 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. Look, if you're going through strategies, and this drives me bonkers. And I mentioned this on an earlier session. Ron LeGrand, when I was fortunate enough to go and learn from Ron teaches a bunch of different strategies. It's his strategy. And I like Ron. I just don't think it's smart. Now, he teaches it because he has a strategy that he likes himself. That goes with it. Hey, find a strategy that you like. Hopefully it's notes. It doesn't notes, do something else. Don't quit trying to do everything, because the minute you try to do multiple things, you water down your message. If you've heard the Pareto principle, right? 80% of our success comes from 20% of our activities. Well, what about, that means you're wasting 80% of your time doing other bullshit. Okay. Now I'm bullshitting. I mean, some of that's family and other things like that. That's not BS. That's stuff that you have to do. But many of you are trying to do this and this and this and this. You're rushing from one thing to another, to another, to another. You're not going to be successful because you're not watering the seeds that you're planting. And as some of the great thing, when you plant a bush, you don't go out and just keep planting other bushes. You have to go back and nurture those plants. You got to water them. You got to feed them. Make sure they get some sun. You got take care of them. You got to nurture that plant to have it grow. You got to have it grow roots. Many people are out there doing every other strategy in the book because they don't have any patience. Oh, I didn't get money in the first 2 minutes. I'm moving on to something else. You can't do that. That is the biggest thing. When I talk to people, when people call me up on the phone and say, okay, tell me what you're focused on. Well, I do this and this and this. I'm like, okay, how are you successful? Are you successful in any of those? Well, I need some help. I'm like, no, what you need to do is focus. If you were to cut your 80% wasted time and replace that with what you were doing in that 20%, you would see 3-4 times the amount of success, 3 to 4 times the amount of value. Elon Musk, to me, guys, done an amazing thing, guys. I don't care if you like him or dislike him. His always biggest thing is like, hey, if you want, he goes, you work 40 hours a week, that's the bare minimum. He goes, I would work 80 hours a week so I would have success twice as fast in 6 months versus 6 years, or 6 weeks versus 6 months. I was getting twice the amount of work done in a week. Hence why I was having breakthroughs after breakthroughs after breakthroughs. And that's the same thing in the note industry. Quit trying to chase every other thing. Focus on one strategy that's working in today's market and double down on it. Triple down on it. And then don't pick up anything else, any other strategy, until you've been successful. All right? People that go to workshops and buy everything, that's the first time that they're not successful. And it kills me because I know how hard people work for their money. If you're signing up for a multitude of different things, hey, that's great, but you got to plant your flag at some point and move forward. And you're going to experience hiccups. And if you give up at the first hiccup, the first hurdle, you're not going to be successful because every strategy has hiccups. Okay? So quit trying to do everything and focus on 1 or 2 things max. And those 2 things need to be very similar to what you're doing. Okay? A jack of all trades is a master of none, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Master one strategy, streamline the marketing, systemize your due diligence, systemize what you do to find deals, and double down on it. You'll be a lot happier and you'll be a lot more successful in the long run for you. And I promise you that. Okay? And if it's not notes, it's not notes. It's something else, that's fine. But if you want to book a call with me, we can go through what you're doing. And I'll gladly give you, hey, this is why this is not working. This is why this is woodworking. Or that philosophy you have is 3, 4, 5 years old. Okay? Moving on. This is a thing that drives me bonkers as well. I just want to wholesale. Okay, I just want to wholesale. And the yes side of that is marketing for OPM. What do you mean, Scott? Wholesaling and raising capital, two different things. No, they're actually connected. Look, wholesaling is great. It's one of the easiest ways to make money. And many people start off wholesaling. Okay, I get that. But you're not evolving. Real estate investors evolve. Wholesaling is like the monkey. We all start off with, and we start staying up a little upright. We start doing some short deals and moving to the banking side. Banking is the evolution. Okay, we're no longer apes. We're Homo sapiens. All right, everybody. We didn't crawl out of the muck just to keep living in the muck. Okay. Wholesaling can make you some quick cash. And I still wholesale some deals myself from time to time as we get portfolios in, but that should never be your loan strategy. You need to start buying deals. You need to start buying assets. And the number one reason that people say, I just want to wholesale, is because they don't have any capital and they don't believe they can raise any capital. And a good, successful wholesaler is somebody who markets out to their database. Well, you know what? That's the same strategy for raising capital, is marketing deals out to your database. But instead of saying, hey, take my deal and give me the short end of the stick. Hey, take my deal and let's partner on this deal. Hey, you're still going to make a great above average return on your money. Let me run with the ropes. You fund it, I'll fillet it. Okay. You fund the deal and I'll do the rest of the stuff. And that's the big thing. That's a 4-inch hurdle in your head. Some of you have 5 inches, maybe some of it's 2 inches. Okay. I'm just joking. You can't sit here and just wholesale. I just want to wholesale because I'm scared to death. I don't have any money tied up. I get it. I've been there. I've been broke. Okay. But if you're broke, you might as well start marketing for other people's money right now, because you have no place to go but up. It's the same strategies, same marketing tactics. Building a list is a successful wholesaler. Guess what? That's a successful money raiser. It's just a changing tweak of a few words to start getting people to take you serious and start funding your deals versus giving you the short end of the stick. Who in here wants the short end of the stick? Said nobody, right? I want to make the least amount of money in a deal. Nobody says that. Okay. But you do say that. I just want to wholesale. What, do you not want to be successful? That's like saying, I just want to work for minimum wage. That's what you're telling me. I want to do all the work to learn to become a PhD, but I just want to make $15 an hour flipping burgers. And I may piss some people off. I'm sorry. You're going to have me tell it to you straight. Because this is a lie that is propagated across the country. Wholesale, wholesale, wholesale. Great. And I have some friends that are great wholesalers, but they're literally teaching people how to stay broke. Yes. Oh, you make some good money wholesaling. Yeah, great. But you don't really invest in it. You got to constantly keep buying some stuff. You want to get rich? It's not the wholesale. You want to get rich? You have to buy assets, turn them into reperforming, and get cash flow. Okay? Become the bank. That's how the banks are the biggest entities out there. Bankers aren't in the rehab business. They're not in the wholesale business. They're not in the landlording business. Okay? Banks are in the lending, the money, the note business, and that's what you want to be. Okay? And that's the biggest thing. I just want to wholesale. It means you're scared to raise capital. That's what that means. Now, it's different. I don't know how to do it. You have to be brand new. I get it. I get it. It's the same skills, same exact skill set of marketing, right? And you might as well come out taking the whole stick versus the short end of the stick. Okay. There's another thing that drives me bonkers. What's not working? Buying seconds for pennies on the dollars. I had a conversation 2 weeks ago with a guy, and he's, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy a portfolio of seconds. I'm like, okay, how much are you talking about? He goes, oh, I got roughly about 50 grand in my own funds. I want to buy a portfolio. I learned from somebody, told me the strategy that would work. I'm like, I'm sorry, that's like 5 years old. You can't go out and buy seconds for pennies on the dollars anymore. Why? The reason why is when you could buy seconds, the market's values were down, or oftentimes borrowers owed more on their property than what it was worth. Hence, the seconds were really cheap because there was no equity there. There was no collateral really backing. So you would buy seconds for pennies on the dollars. And you know what second and lien investors would do? You got to buy 4 or 5. You're going to get 2 to maybe work out, 2 negotiate with, the other 2 to 3 you're going to throw in a desk drawer and hold on to for 3, 4, 5 years. Now, with the market evolving and values being increasing, there is these seconds are over encumbered. Actually, sometimes the properties are more than what the first and seconds are. You can't go buy a second. You can't go buy a lien at a big fraction when the value of the property is way much more than what's owed. And there are people out there, most of the true second investors have got down to the second space. They've gone into the rental side, the fix and flip side, or realize I need to start marketing for money. I'm gonna go on the first side. Okay. You're not gonna go buy seconds for pennies on the dollar. Anybody tells you that is blowing smoke up your ass, and you should run the farthest away. This is why you see all these seconds guys writing books right now. Oh, I'm not gonna buy anything. I'm gonna sell a book. I'm gonna sell a strategy that doesn't work right now. You know, there's a couple guys, books. I asked to say, how many seconds have you bought? He goes, oh, I bought 30. I'm like, 30? What? How long has it been since you bought a second? Oh, like 2-3 years. What? Do you want to learn from somebody? Do you want to learn from a doctor who's not been practicing medicine for 2-3 years? Hell no. Okay. Now, what is working is buying non-performing firsts and non-performing first liens and contract for deeds. Contract for deed is a mortgage product. It's basically where the bank has a bunch of REOs. They're low value stuff. They owner finance them. It's very prevalent a few years back. That's what's working in today's market, buying non-performing first liens and seconds, or performing liens if you want to go that route. I like the non-performing side, but that's what's working. Buying seconds isn't working. Okay? They're no longer a deal. They're overpriced. And you know what? Me and the seconds guys, they don't like me calling them out in their bluff, but that's bullshit. Oh yeah, you can buy a bunch of seconds for a discount. No, you can't. They don't create as many as they did. They haven't originated as many as they did. You may see some of them more creasing up, but you're not going to see them like they were. And you're not seeing the discounts. Same thing, we're not seeing the discounts like we saw back 10 years ago. I mean, I was buying Miami condos for $5 grand, $10 grand, the mortgages, because they were so upside down. We've not seen that. Now, I'm happy at 50 cents on the dollar for the most part. Now I'll get some stuff below that from time to time because I bust my ass. But you're not going to see seconds for pennies on dollars unless somebody's just trying to clear house. And that's very still unlikely to see the big huges. They're just overpriced. Okay. Please don't fall in that trap. Oh, somebody said I could. Well, when was the last time they bought a note? Oh, 4 years ago. Okay. Hello. 4 years ago. Maybe so. Sorry. I love you guys. I just don't want you guys to fall into that stupidity trap. And it happens in real estate. It's just not note investing. People telling you strategies that used to work years ago that don't work anymore. All right, here's another thing. Oh my gosh, buying loans in the hardest hit fund states. That's not working anymore. The hardest hit funds have been gone. Okay. It officially ended in December of last year. And many of the states were already out of money beforehand. And there are people out there teaching, hey, this is buy notes in the hardest hit fund states, where just the top 18 states plus District of Columbia that were hit hard back in 2008, 9, and 10. The hardest hit funds don't exist anymore. Now, I've bought thousands of notes, bought over $1 billion in distressed debt on residential and commercial stuff, and we've gotten a few hardest hit funds checks, but it's been years because those states that had it ran out of money, or they weren't properly disposing the money, using the money. So if somebody tells you buy loans in hardest hit fund states, they haven't bought shit. Okay? Don't fall into that track. Run the opposite direction. Okay. There are people teaching classes still to this day. Oh, you should buy in the hardest hit fund state. No, that doesn't exist anymore. Bad info. All right. Bad info. Now, do I think that the government will come back with something here in this, here in the next couple of years, this year with everything going on? Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, what states have been still hit the hardest with all these defaults and forbearance agreements, okay? And what is working, if you can't find loans in like Austin, Texas, or Dallas, Texas, or Miami, that's a primary market. Look at the secondary markets. Now, secondary market has two meanings here. It's like a secondary market means like, okay, Wall Street's the main market. Buying a note for me would be like a secondary market, okay? That's one definition. A secondary market is, like as a smaller market outside. Like Oklahoma City is a secondary market to Dallas. All right. Waco is a secondary market to Austin. Okay. Doesn't mean it's a huge thriving metropolis. I mean, it's still gonna be a good area, but looking at your other larger cities besides just the main ones. Okay. That's what you have to look at. There are plenty of deals in great cities out there. Like Detroit's a primary market. Well, I'd be glad to buy in Bay City or Lansing, Michigan is a secondary market to the main cities, is what I mean by that. So David, you asked a question. What is a secondary market? It's besides secondary market sell assets, it's smaller secondary cities is the way to look at that. Okay. All right. Look at those. There are plenty of great deals in secondary markets out there, but I like to stay above cities that have at least 50,000, population. I prefer 100,000. but you're not always going to find that. Like I'll give a great example. Avery Carl, she talked about secondary markets, the Smoky Mountains, Gulf Shores, Alabama. That's a secondary market outside of Birmingham, the neck of the woods. Pensacola, Florida, Mobile, Alabama. Great markets. Okay, they're a secondary market. They're not the top 50 markets out there. Okay, look, you'll find plenty of deals in those areas because everybody's chasing stuff in Miami. Everybody's chasing stuff in Austin. Everybody's chasing stuff in San Diego, San Francisco. Okay, Phoenix. Look in the secondary markets. You'll find plenty of stuff there as well. Okay. What's not working? Buying REOs. I have a guy in New Jersey who's called me 4 times. He sent me 4 text messages. Hey, if you got any REOs in New Jersey, I'm interested. I'm like, you're not going to see REOs. An REO is a real estate owned. What that is when a bank is foreclosed and they've taken a property back, it becomes a real estate owned. Okay. Banks, the market for REOs, if there is going to be any, won't be around until the end of next year, most of the time. Middle to end of next year, if anything fall through. What's going to happen is all those notes, all those non-performing mortgages are going to be gobbled up by hedge funds, Wall Street guys like me, investors like you, and those properties will either get worked out in modifications or the property be deeded and liewed back to the bank where the borrower walks, or if we do foreclose, we'll sell the auction. You're not going to see an REO wave. And if you're relying on REOs in a market that you're not seeing anything, you are on a sinking ship. It's time to do something else. And this guy, I've told him, like, listen, that strategy doesn't work. Now, you will find some REOs, some smaller secondary market, stuff like that, but it's still not going to be like it was 13 years ago. History is not going to repeat itself. Why? Because there's more note investors up there buying that, gobbling up that debt to do some stuff with. It's a good thing for us as note investors. You have to realize if you're looking for REOs, you're not going to find it. You're going to be disappointed. Quit wasting time chasing REOs. Don't go chasing REO waterfalls. Stick to the non-performing notes that you should see. What is working, and I love what we have Bill Twyford talking about today, subject to deals. Okay, people that can't pay their mortgage are starting to fall behind and have low interest rate. People that purchase a new home the last year or the last 2 years. Those are great opportunities to take over real estate, take over loans, and either do owner financing like Bill Barnett was talking about on day one, where you owner finances somebody else. You got a low interest rate at 2%. You finance it to somebody in an owner finance deal or wraparound mortgage at 8-9%, and you arbitrage the difference. Okay. That's a great strategy. Wraparound mortgages, taking over a deal for yourself and turning a rental property. You got a low interest rate, low mortgage payment. You can rent it out, owner finance it. Those are what's working these days. And you ride that wave. Maybe you got to bring a little bit to the back end, or you work with the bar to get a forbearance agreement. So many people have left jobs or been laid off or moved to other places. You're going to have this happen. And you're already starting to see this. All right. We see this in just about every market out there. You just got to know how to market for it. Quit chasing REOs. It's not going to happen. And it's just, seriously, I got 4 texts. Hey, you got anything in New Jersey? He said to me, I'm like, I don't see anything in New Jersey. You're not going to see anything up that neck of the woods. It's just not going to happen. Okay. In New Jersey, that might be 2 years, 3 years of the foreclosure process taking place that long. Okay. This is going to piss some real, this is really going to piss you off. What's not working? Showing up once a month and networking at REIA clubs and meetups. Hey, I'm going to go scratch that itch. I'm going to go be my note investor. I'm going to go be a real estate investor tonight and go network one night a month, one night a week. That doesn't work. That's going to take you 6 to 8 to 9 months of showing up to see any type of success. Okay. Because a lot of you, that's all that you do. I get it. If you love your career, love your job, kudos. I'm not talking to you. But a lot of people, that's all that the marketing that they'll do is I'm going to go, I'm going to pass it a few cards. I'm going to go act like I'm doing something. And the reason I say this is because I see it happen. When I speak virtually at RIAs or I go in person, I always talk to people, because especially when people give up with the haves and wants. I have a deal or need a deal. Nobody gets up and talks about the deal. They're always scared to. I'm like, wait, do you have a deal? Yeah, well, get up and talk. Well, that's not going to work. Just showing up once a night to be a butt and a seat at a RIA club or a virtual meetup, and that's all the marketing that you do, that's not going to work. Now, yes, it's good to go. It's good to network. It's good to join groups. I'm a big advocate of joining meetup groups and joining real clubs. Big advocate. Okay. But that's just the first part of it. If you're not going to market, post anything in those groups, show up and advertise what you're doing, marketing to the masses with either videos, blogs, or podcast interviews, you have to realize, ladies and gentlemen, it's never been easy to market to the masses these days. It is so easier to do it now. And you've had to do it over the last 12 plus months. Yeah, I love it that most of the RIAs have gone virtually. It's a great thing. But if you're not posting, and most of these RIAs have Facebook groups, meetups, discussion boards, are looking for content, why don't you become a content expert? Why don't you share what you know? We all got to start somewhere. Start a special interest group in notes in your RIA. And don't rely on once a month or once a week. You've got the minimum you should be marketing to your databases once a week. RIAs you should be doing on a regular basis. Now, it doesn't have to be all those things. It could be something. Just do something, an email blast out, a daily video, weekly video, something. You have to take you to the next level. 95% of people focus on the left versus the right. And that's why they're not seeing success. You want to say yes to success, you got to start marketing to the masses. And it's easier done. If you can do a Facebook Live or a Facebook post, that's better than nothing. Okay? You all have the power of marketing. I give you the power of Grayskull, power of marketing. Okay? You all are able to do this, ladies and gentlemen. Look, yes, joining meetup groups and RIAs clubs works if you will go and market, but you've got to do things outside of that. You're showing up for 2 hours, one night a month, paying your $20 a month dues. The only person making money off that's the RIAs, okay? Not you. And you need to be making money marketing. And if you're a member of a RIA, go to your president and say, hey, I'd love to talk about a case study. I'm a local member. Or talk about, I'd like to start a special interest group around your group. Can we do this? Yes, do that. Okay. But if you're not going to do that, then you got to start marketing the masses. You got to start reaching out to people. You got to start taking advantage and doing things on a regular basis, not the bare minimum. Bare minimum gets you minimal results. Okay. Make sense? All right. What's not working? Mailing out flyers for owner finance deals. Yeah, I'm gonna mail out a letter. I'm gonna go pull a list of people that have an owner finance note. I'm gonna send them a yellow letter or send them buy their note. That does not work. Okay. And I know that's like Donna Bauer's favorite thing to do. And Donna's a great lady, love her, but that just does not work. It's the 21st century. You got to start marketing differently. Let's send out just direct mail and wait. No. Okay. You can either be passive and wait for the Pony Express to deliver your letter, wait for somebody to open up and to call you. And then usually what's going to happen, you're going to get people that are pissed off that you're calling. And then when you offer them a lowball deal, they're not going to deal with it. Okay. That doesn't work. If you're looking for owner finance deals, that does not work. What does work is going on to LinkedIn and marketing, going after note investors, doing a search using Octopus CRM to reach out to note investors, reach out to people, just posting on social media that you are a note investor, note buyer. Okay. Heck, going and using foreclosure lists in your area. You see plenty of owner financed people that bought a note that are foreclosing on their investor or their buyer because they're not payments. We did a special Note Night America using the RODI list, the foreclosure listing service list, Texas foreclosure.info. Recently, that's foreclosure.info, and showing you, hey, look at all these people that are finding a bunch of investment loans, investments, properties. That's what works. Not sending out letters to owner finance buyers. That does not work. I'm sorry. If you've purchased that course like that before, you paid for it by the weight. Okay. Yeah, you might get a deal here and there. Whoopee freaking doodah. We're not here for a deal every once in a freaking blue moon, once a decade. You want deals on a regular basis, and you got to go out and market using LinkedIn, foreclosure lists, leveraging Octopus CRM, lead fuse, variety of things. You got to start marketing. Okay. Maybe you're hearing that. Okay. But if you're focused on subject to owner finance deals, that's one of the great ways to do it. But use the, and LinkedIn, I'm talking a free account. Okay. Talking $21.99 a month for Octopus CRM to start automating some things out there for you. Okay. Heck, hire a VA to go out there. For what you would spend in direct mail costs, you could hire a VA cheaper. Think about that. Think about that for a second. For what you would spend in direct mail costs, you could hire a VA and do it digitally, more efficient and faster. That should make you start thinking about some things. Okay. Here's another thing. What's not working is people going to local RIAs and expecting just to raise capital by sitting in the seats and not getting up there. Look, if you have a RIA that meets once a month, it kind of goes along with a previous one. But if you have a deal and you only go to your RIA and you only get up in front of the audience and you don't do anything else, that's really not going to work. You're not going to raise capital. You might raise a little bit of capital, but it's not going to be anything successful. What will work is if you go to the county records. This is the opposite side of mailing out letters. Yes, I would mail out letters and postcards to IRA investors directly. It's different. IRA investors, subject to IRA investors, have pulled the trigger. They have money. They've shown the proof they've either bought a property, which you can track them down in the appraisal districts, or you've seen that they've lent money out of the county recorder's office for deed searches and say, hey, are you looking for more deals? And notes are a great facet. Self-directed IRA investors love notes. It's such an easy thing. But how many of you, and I know that some of you are probably branding my thing, but I know so many people have gone to our workshops. I mean, this is one of the biggest things we teach people on day 2 on funding in our virtual workshops. Like, hey, here's how you go to the county records and pull 700 IRA investors. Here's how you go pull 500 IRA investors in 5 or 10 minutes. What do you do with that list? Well, here's a sample letter. Do a mail merge and send it out. Or jump on LinkedIn, track them down that way. That's how you raise capital. Being aggressive, being offensive in nature, going out there and scoring that touchdown, going out for that pass, reaching out to people. Oh, I'm just going to be passive and show up once a month to my RIA and try to raise some capital. That's not going to work. I'm sorry. If you want to raise money, get some stuff done, you actually have to put a little WORK, in your day and go out and market. And it's not difficult. Heck, the workshops, I give you the freaking what we use and it works. All right. Oh, whew, get all hot and bothered here. Here's another thing that's not working. What's not working is going and buying notes from note sale platforms. It doesn't work to go to PaperStack or SEI Exchange anymore, or even Watermark, my buddy Val Satir. Can you find a note on there? Yes. And I've done a note night in America on this before. We're going show and trying to sift through all the crap that's on there. And that's important. What does not work is going there trying to make a business out of doing that. Yes. Can you find onesie twosie deal here for you if you're buying for your own money? Yes. If you're just trying to wholesale, you're not going to find anything on there because nothing's going to make sense. Okay. So quit looking. That's the whole point. And you know what? Some things do well when they start off. PaperStack did really, really well when it started off, but it's turned into a steaming pile of shit. It looks like a trash pile in our landfill. People posting deals on there that make no sense. They're overpriced, been on there forever. And here's the thing, when you start seeing lists of notes coming from other note sellers from platforms, and you know that the guys that have these platforms, they can't even sell their own stuff. They have to try to rely on other people to help move it. So that's not working anymore. Okay, that doesn't work anymore. What is working is this strategy, is going out and tracking who has the deals, who's actually selling the stuff, or tracking other note buyers. Okay. You want to find other note buyers? Go to the county recorder's office and do an assignment search, assignment of mortgage search. That'll show you who sold from who to who bought it. You're looking for an easy search would be to go to the deed search and do a deed search for contract for deeds and look for Harbor Portfolio, Rock Top. Go to the bigger counties across the Midwest, and you can see a search over the last 2, 3, 4 years for Harbor Portfolio. You can see everybody that they've sold a contract for deed to, including my company. Those people that bought notes from them often have notes for sale. Every note investor I know is a buyer and seller. Well, everybody's got deals they're looking for sales. Non-performing, they got reperforming. Non-performing, still non-performing. A portfolio they bought that they want to get some of their capital back. Maybe they would be glad to make 5 or 10% on their money in 60 days. Okay. Buying notes from note sale platforms does not working in today's market. You've got to go direct. Okay. You've got to go direct to be a lot happier. And there's people that, well, I bought from FCI in the past. Well, that's great. Kudos to you. You're the lone exception, because is that the only place? No. How many did you buy in the last year? 2. Okay. Then shut the hell up. Okay. buying notes from previous note buyers and targeting banks. I know most of you aren't going to call banks because you're scared to death or your shadow. That's fine. But buying notes from previous note buyers, all note buyers are note sellers. And that's one of the great ways of doing that. Okay. Do an assignment of mortgage or an assignment search for notes. Or you can also search contract for deeds by doing a deed search and searching for Harbor Portfolio Rock Top partners. Okay. And what's not working? Only using your own funds. And what is working is using other people's funds. Well, Scott, that doesn't make any sense. I know I can use my own funds. Why does that not work? Because if you get into real estate and you've got 50 grand or 100 grand or even $500,000, that's great. Kudos to you. I'm very proud of the fact that you saved it. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But most people, the biggest mistake I've seen from coaching and working with so many investors across the country over the last 13 years is that becomes their ball and chain. That becomes their limitation. It's like the elephant tied up to a plastic chair. The elephant could pull that chair, that spike out and walk away, but they've been preconditioned to think that they can only buy with what's in their bank account. I've seen this happen before. People come and I got 50 grand, they buy 2 notes with that 50 grand, and now they sit around waiting for those deals to end, to come to fruition before they go market for more deals. And they say good, they just let other great deals pass by because they're scared. They're not marketing and they're not using other people's money. So for those of you that have no money, don't have, guess what? You're in a better position. Truly, you're in a better position than those that have 50 grand or 100 grand, 200 grand. Why? Because you're hungry. You gotta be hungry. The great Les Brown. You gotta be hungry. Are you hungry? Or are you just gonna sit there and keep eating the ramen that's in your cabinet? I'm just gonna keep eating what I have here. I can't go out and kill. I can't go out and collect anything. Okay. Angela says she's hungry. Gotta be hungry. Okay. I gotta get Les on here again. All right. A buddy of mine. It's probably a prosperity camp in San Diego that I got invited to go to, and I had this. But that's the thing. Quit worrying about what's in your bank account. If you got zero, guess what? Go out and start marketing. If you've got 50 grand, don't rely just on the 50 grand. If you got $500,000, don't rely just on the $500,000. Go out and raise more money. If Warren Buffett and banks are raising other capital, guess what? You should be doing that as well too. Oh my God, what if it goes wrong? You know what? There are things to put in place. You're not going to do a bad deal, but go out and start marketing. That's what's going to be the difference between the haves and the have-nots more than anything else. The haves keep having, they keep going out and getting it. All right. The have-nots sit here and bitch about what they don't have. The sense of entitlement. Oh, I deserve this. Well, you deserve to get off your ass and go to work. Okay. Roll up your sleeves and start marketing. Okay. If you're only going to rely on what you have, then that's all you're going to have. And I don't think any of us want to have. Okay. And I mean this, I've seen people that had zero or negative go out and raise capital because they just started marketing. You got to start marketing. If you got a deal, great. Okay. And I love Joel Block. Joel's a good buddy of mine. He likes to talk, well, you got to have the money. Yeah, that's for bigger deals. But look, if you don't have the money, start marketing. Go find a deal. Go start marketing. You start building that momentum. You got to build some experience and go from there. Okay. I already mentioned this earlier. Okay. Buying one note. I'm going to buy one note and learn everything about that note. Now, I think that's a great strategy. Everybody, you're going to learn more from buying one note. Your first note, you're going to learn more than anything else. But that's the same thing. Here's the thing that you look at. If you really want to capitalize what's going on in the market, you really want to work, you got to buy more than one note. Okay? You got to buy in bulk. And by bulk, it could be 2, 3, 5, 10, 20. We're not talking 100. There's a lot of deals you can buy. And you know what you do? If you don't have the money, guess what? Go raise some more capital. Okay? Proving concept it makes you look like an idiot. I hate to say that. I got to prove concept. Concept is proven. You just got to prove to yourself that you're going to stick with it. That's what it really says. Is there students out there that I've taught have had no money? Now they've closed on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of deals. I've seen people hit bankruptcy and then rebound by buying debt and buying stuff at a discount and revolutionizing how they do from our teachings. Okay. Yes, you can buy in bulk. Yes, you can all buy in bulk. Better discounts, better pricing. And you know what? The concept proven. You just need to put the vendors in place. You're not the guy going out and knocking on doors. You're not the guy or gal rehabbing the property. You're not the guy or gal trying to collect. You're using professionals, companies, servicing companies, attorneys to do the workouts, do the call block, do the collections, do the foreclosures. You ain't got to do stuff except freaking put your money where the mouth is and direct them. Okay. We all want to buy in bulk, and you can buy in bulk. Those are going to be the opportunities for the banks, because the banks don't want to deal with 100 investors trying to sell off 100 notes. They rather deal with 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 people. And you have that opportunity here, ladies and gentlemen. Think about this. You're part of this with a 400, 500 students on Note Camp. Over 970 investors in Note Nation Facebook. You have all the tools. We have all the tools to make things happen. Okay? Concept's proven, baby. It's just up to you. You got to prove it to yourself. Okay? What's not working? Trying to buy apartment loans. Okay? And what I mean by that, people call me all the time. I want to buy apartments. I want to buy apartment loans. You're not going to see that stuff. Sorry. Apartments are the most overpriced asset class out there right now. You don't see that much distressed stuff. Okay. Now, what is working is, once again, that work. Roll up your sleeves and get to work. I've got plenty of my students that are buying and converting commercial property to apartments. That's one thing. I got a guy buying a couple empty hotels. What they're doing, they're revitalizing the hotel, changing it up, and turning it into an apartment complex. Okay, vacant hotels have been hit the hardest, and they convert it to malls. They have all these malls out there. Okay, that's an opportunity for redevelopment, regentrification, turning it into freaking apartments or housing, affordable housing. There's opportunities out there. Okay, turning stuff into self-storage. You have to know the opportunities. Honestly, the hot assets you're talking about wanting to buy, you're not going to see those because they're going to get gobbled up. The banks know what they have. You have to go out and a little elbow grease. You like to rehab properties, like to spit and polish a few things and make it clean. There's your opportunity. Look for distressed commercial assets, commercial notes, and look to regentrify those. It takes a longer process than your single family loans, but it can be worth the time. That's where the biggest opportunities are lying right now. Regentrifying, small balance commercial, because that's the biggest opportunity right now. Is small balance commercial, sub $5 million in value. It's literally blocking up the arteries of the banks. That's what they're looking to move more than anything else, especially sub 2 million. Okay. And you can often get a sweet deal on some small balance commercial stuff. That's what's working in today's market. Okay. Now, what doesn't work in the note industry, what really doesn't work, is the school of hard knocks. And I love people that have gone through the school of hard knocks. You've learned, you've taken your lumps, but you know what? You probably had to go through the school of hard knocks because you were and I only say this because I've been there. When I first started guiding an investor, I thought I knew everything, and I went through the school of hard knocks really fast. I got spit out and wish I had known differently. I thought I knew everything. I grew up in a small town, fixed property, dad owned the local hardware store. I did everything from laying foundation to roofing, everything in between on the weekends, making money. Thought I knew it all. Boy, was I wrong. I became a distressed borrower back in 2001, 2002. Oh, I'm going to watch HGTV and learn everything on HGTV. I'm going to learn everything on YouTube. That's great. But at some point, if you really want to see success, you've got to hire a coach, a successful coach. Think about what's going on right now. We have the Olympics. You have these people are Olympians, are athletes, the best in the world. The NBA, the NFL, the Major League Baseball, even the minor leagues. Okay, they're successful because of what? Yeah, they got raw talent, but raw talent has to be honed. A Japanese sword is just a lump of iron until it's been pounded into shape by somebody coaxing that metal into something good that can be useful. I'm where I'm at today because I've had great coaches, and the mistakes I've made along the way are because I didn't get my coaches involved. Thought I knew everything. We're all guilty of that. If you want to be successful, you got to have a coach. Many of you have that drive and you think you can fortitude and fight your way through it. Yeah, you can, but that's not going to work long term. At some point, you got to hire somebody to help you out and make some things happen. And we're talking a successful coach, somebody who's been through an up and a down cycle, or started off in a down cycle, been through an up, and is ready and prepared and licking his chops. for a down cycle. Like, you don't have to go through the school of hard knocks. That's not a smart way to do it. That's how people go broke. That's how people get in trouble. You can't do that in the note industry. You'll end up screwing up enough stuff. And I see it happening all the time. I get phone calls, Scott, I bought this note and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I tried to piece it together. You can't piece together the note business. You can wait around and try to do it in 6 months or 6 years. That's what it'll take you. Or you'd rather probably do it in 6 weeks. Coaching is always the best route. I mean, you look at, you've heard Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Wayne Gretzky, Tiger Woods, the best of the best. You know what they did? The reason they got the best of the best because they hired coaches. They hired people to help them with their swing. They help them with their shot. They help them with their, receiving, coaching. I'm excited about. We've got I'll give you a great example here. We've got a new student who is a defensive coordinator for an NFL franchise, a major team in the NFL. Okay, defensive coordinator. He's hired me as his coach to help in the note business. Successful. He's making money. He's want to buy some stuff. Loves it, but he loves coaching. Understands the value of coaching, and he works with the best of the best athletes out there. Look, when I played college football, I had a coach. I got good. I had great high school coaches. I had a lot of raw talent. I was good at what I did. I was coachable is the biggest thing. And then when I played college football, I had even better coaches. And when my coaches got on my ass, I knew that they cared. I knew that they believed in me. And when they stopped yelling at you, and I saw people give up, and when I saw coaches stop yelling at people, stop coaching, I knew they'd given up with that person because they didn't give up on them first. It was that person gave up on themselves first and stopped being coachable. And you all have opportunities to make things happen, okay? You've got to be able to take instruction. You got to understand that if somebody's taking the time to give you valuable information, valuable lessons of what they've accomplished or what they've been through the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, hey, take it. Now, there are some people out there all across, we've got the shysters that are just out for them. And you can smell those a mile away. People charging $50, $40, $100,000 for coaching. Come on, you better give me a golden goose with that. But I'll gladly pay for somebody's time if it will save me 6 months or 12 months or 2 years to make things happen. And you have to realize, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody ever tells you that you have to go directly through them to buy deals or go directly through them to be success, run. Because a good coach will teach you and coach you and show you how to go out and catch your own. You're not reliable just on that coach. That's a bad relationship. That's an abusive relationship. Oh, you're never be any good. Nobody will ever love you like I do. That's what I hear when somebody says, oh, you could only buy your deals from me. You're too small. Banks won't sell to you. You're too small. You got to buy from me. No, banks will sell to you. You can go raise capital. You can go make things happen. And I've been to events where I've seen people that have paid $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for coaching, and they've never closed on a deal. They got sold a bag of goods, and it was a bag of crap. Part of what we teach is for you to go out and hunt yourself. Yeah, I'll show you how to land your own fish for the first time, but I want you to be able to go out and fish and feed yourself for a lifetime. And that's what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen. What's working in the industry, you got to be coachable and you got to evolve. And the things that used to work that have been taught for years from expos and gurus, you've got to evolve. You've got to take that next step as an investor. That's why we have a variety of people on Note Camp talking about marketing strategies and tactics, teaching you that next step, because you got to do a whole lot more than just sending a single email through AOL or Gmail. You got to take it to that next level. You got to put yourself out there. Doing a little bit more than the average guy will lead to exponential growth. A little bit each day, that little bit of 5%, those extra shots, those extra passes, those extra repetitions go a long way in finding success. Okay. Now, the thing that you have to realize, guys and gals, there's a variety of information out there. All right. And, you have to realize that what has been working in the past isn't going to get you where you need to be in the future. What's not working is what you used to do. What is working is your new coachable self, is the new tactics, the new teaching, you getting outside of your comfort zone to start marketing, you getting outside your comfort zone, picking the phone. All right. You picking the phone and getting coached by somebody, you taking that next step. What you know is great. It's got you to where it is, but that's not going to get you to where you need to be. One of my best coaches told me years ago, Greg goes, Scott, if you want to go from making $100,000 a year to making $1 million a year, you might be able to get there on brawn and sweat, but you've got to develop that mind. You've got to develop those calluses, that thicker skin, because what got you to 100 grand mindset wise and action wise isn't going to get you to $1 million. If what you at right now is getting you to 30 grand, you've got to evolve. You've got to change to get to that 50 or 100 grand, or whatever that number might be for that FIN number, that financial independence number. Your old self isn't going to work in the future. You've got to evolve. You trying to do it all yourself isn't going to work to get you to where you need to be. And all the successful people I know out there, I have had coaches, okay? You have to take what people give you and run with it. And I guess, you know what, most successful coaches are going to push you. They're going to help you get outside your comfort zone. But they're not going to give you something to do, tell you something to do that's going to hurt you. All right? They're not going to sit there and have you do something that they want to do themselves. And I'm the big advocate of that. I'm not going to give you something that I'm not going to do myself or that I haven't done in the past. You got to say goodbye to your old self. And sometimes that's saying goodbye to your old friends, your old family. That's great. You love them, but you got to evolve into something new. You have to realize that if you want to get somewhere big, you've got to stop doing the things that you used to do, the habits. You've got to evolve. You've got to start taking actions, start doing new things, go out there. Now, I love you all. I want you all to be successful. I know you all can be successful because I've worked with so many people over the last 13 years who are now helping other people succeed, okay? And you're all wondering probably out there, where the hell is Scott going with this? Or what's the next step? What do I do to make things happen? Well, look, I don't know what your budget, I don't know where you're at with things, but there's a variety of things out there. You know, we've got our Note Night in America podcast and our Note Night in America that we do every Monday night. We've been doing it since 2011, man, over 10 years of Note Night in America webinars or conference calls. That's the first step. Join in. NoteNightInAmerica.com. Doesn't cost you anything. We've got the podcast by the same name. Okay. Hey, that's the first one. We have a variety of topics on there. We'll have one this Monday night. I don't know who's going to be on it, but we'll have somebody on it. Okay. That's the first starting point. Second thing, hey, if you like listening, hey, you have the Note Closer Show podcast, our 50 million megawatt blowtorch of a podcast, over 1.2 million downloads and millions of listeners across the country and the world. That's a great resource. You can get some good nuggets on there too. All right. Yeah, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, WeCloseNotes.tv, where our podcast episodes at our YouTube channels and other smart trainings are at. We're live streaming right now too for this. Now, live stream is not going to be up beyond Monday, but it's there for you to tap into. It's a resource for you. Now, you're not going to make money off of resources because you've got to start taking action. You have to take that next step. And what's that first step for many people? It's taking our one-day class. It's our Note Weekend Training class. We usually host this the third Saturday of the month. You go to noteweekend.com, $49. You can take a one-day course from us. It's kind of a Cliff Notes version of note investing. Okay. NoteWeekend.com. We talk about find, fund, and flip. Basically, it's 4 to 5 hours of video. It's a great dip your toe in the water, first step kind of thing. I like it because it gives people to see if they're an operative, if it really makes sense to go through more things with us. You may not like the way I teach. You may not like the way I coach. Totally fine. I take no offense to that. Let's part friends. But you didn't spend $1,000 on some crappy class that isn't not working. Our Note Weekend, we're constantly tweaking it, constantly changing things. It's a great starting point for most people, okay? Okay. Now, after that, I tell you what the next phase is literally, maybe you want to start calling banks. We do this about once every 2 to 3 months, calling banks. 49 or 99 bucks, it varies depending on what's going on. You can listen to me call banks for 3, 4, 5 hours. You can actually see me walking the walk. You can see me getting hung up on. You can see me having those conversations. We started doing this a year ago. I mean, we've always, at least once a year, we'd call banks for 3 to 4 hours, but we started doing this at least once, twice a quarter, callingbanks.com. Pretty simple to see me dollar for dollar. Some of you guys have been a part of that. Some of you guys love those conversations and seeing, like I said, seeing me get hung up on or seeing how I connect with people. That's a possible live for you. Really, the big thing I tell people, if they're really serious about it, then is sign up for our workshop. We just had our, a month ago, actually, literally to the day, a month ago, we had our previous note buying for dummies workshop. It's our virtual note buying workshop. It's 3 days. Our next one is in September, I think is what it is. Yes, end of September. It's, I think, $9.97. It's well worth it. 200-page manual that goes along with it. All right. It's a full day on finding deals, a full day on funding deals, and a full day on the exit strategies and due diligence. We go through case studies. This is the nuts and bolts. This is truly the A to Z, the nuts and bolts on how to buy non-performing notes. So we've been through it. All of our successful students have been through it. We've even got some of our successful students teaching on here. All right. Desi went through this 10 years ago and done this. I can rattle off names: Kelly Banks Fawcett, Liz Broomer, Chris Savigny, Gail Greenberg, Eric Hyde, Dan Deppen. All of them have gone. This is where they got their start, learning the true nuts and bolts. And that's why they're successful, because they took what we taught and they applied it. They took what we taught and they went out there to do. So this is a little bit more of an investment, $9.97 for you. It's well worth it. You and a partner, you get the videos to it, but this is the true find, fun, flip. You're looking for contracts, that's what you need to be. And yes, you know what? It costs a little bit of money to start getting learned. This is not freebie. Free has no value. A free lunch has no value, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm going to invest. Well, when people go through our virtual workshop, great. They go through the virtual workshop. They're like, okay, what's next? Do I keep training? Keep working? Even some people realize, like, hey, Scott, I'd love to, but I can't afford $9.97 right now. I'm having a hard time because I've got things. I'm laid off. I'm unemployment. I get it. I get it. So what's the next step for most people? Okay, it's pretty easy. We've put together something. We have our one-on-one coaching. I'll talk about our one-on-one coaching later today. I'm not going to go through it right now. I don't have time for it. But I'll tell you right now, what we do have is a very special thing that we've been doing now for a couple of years now. Most people don't know about it. Okay. And what it is, it's designed to help you not only get our training, take our training, but continue with the continuing education. And that's our WCN membership. That's our monthly membership. I would call it our all-you-can-eat note buffet. And basically what's included is just about everything except our one-on-one coaching. You get a ticket to all our virtual workshops as long as you're paying. You get a ticket to Note Camp if you're paying. You get access to all the Note weekend trainings that run $49 and $99 every month. Okay. You get access to all of our calling banks training. You get a replay to all of our banking blitzkrieg, or our 4-week note coaching that goes along with a virtual workshop, or our 20-day note investing challenge with 20 ways to find, 20 ways to fund. Basically, it's designed to spread out the cost of that. Well, your big upfront investment, spread it out over a year. $97 a month, you get access basically to everything except our one-on-one coaching. That's the high-end stuff. That's the big pack. And that's not even like what others charge out there. We'll talk about this after. It's much more affordable. But you get signed up, go to noteumbrella.com, monthly $97 a month. That's per person. You can't split it. Sorry. $97 per month. You get access to basically everything. Our virtual workshop, our note camps that we teach once a year, the replays to everything, our note weekend trainings. You get special discounts to our vendors. When we have opportunities, we give you guys special discounts, like to our VIP days. It's noteumbrella.com. Easy to get signed up. When we see deals, you're the first ones that we think about when we have deals coming in. Okay. And we always take time. If you need a phone call coaching session, guess what? Let's jump on the phone. Let's talk for half an hour to an hour. I want to hear from you guys. You're serious. But this is a designed way for you guys to save over 50% on cost. I mean, you take 2 classes, boom, $97 a month is cheaper than signing up for the virtual workshop twice in a year. And it's a value, say, because it's constantly being updated. Our training is constantly evolving and changing strategies. And this is the easiest way for you. $97 a month. You are my VIPs. And it's designed for you to really save that investment. Instead of pay $1,000, $1,000, hey, spread it over 12 months. Now, if you get into 6 months from now, you're like, hey, Scott, I'm going a different route. Note investing isn't for me. That's fine. You can cancel it anytime. But our noteumbrella.com, that's our WCN membership. It's designed to really, like I say, to be the all-you-can-eat note buffet of all the education that you need, all the special things that we run. Okay. The only thing you get charged for is our one-on-one coaching if you decide you want to take that next step. All right. I want you guys to be successful. I don't want you doing things that don't work. Okay. I want you taking that next step. Maybe some of you need a little bit longer. Some of you maybe need a transition plan because you are working at your JOB and you need some time to build a runway. That's totally fine. We're here to help you. We want you to be successful. And success is totally up to whatever you define it to be, ladies and gentlemen. Success can be, hey, I want to buy one note a month. I want to make $250 a month cash flow off of that. If that's success to you, then we want to help you get there. For others, it's like, I need to make $5,000 a month in cash flow. I need to make $50,000 a year off my note deals. Okay, great. Then you may want to talk about coaching, but this is a great start. This is a starting point for you to be able to take in and learn everything on an affordable monthly budget for you. And you're rocking and rolling and you got access to everything. I mean, literally you get signed up, you'll have access to replays of Note Camp. If you've already bought a ticket, we don't refund the tickets back, but you get future training there for you guys. It's basically everything going forward for you. But you think about this, you'd have access to our next month's calling banks. You'll have access next month to our Note Weekend. You'll have access to the virtual workshop replays for you. You get access to basically just about everything. Our calling banks, there's no monthly cost for that or up one-time cost. You automatically get a pass to those. And you guys are my VIPs. All right. Our one-on-one coaching students sign up for this as well. So they keep having that education because the note business is constantly evolving. Taking a class a year ago is different today. Taking a class 10 years ago is way different now than what it was back then. All right. I want to open it up for questions. Any questions, comments, concerns from you guys that are watching this, whether it's live here on Zoom or you're watching on YouTube or wherever. What questions can I help answer for you, ladies and gentlemen? Charlie, you have your hand raised? Was that from earlier? Harbor Portfolio and Rock Top are the answers to that question, anonymous. One of the great things that you have to realize, ladies and gentlemen, is we like people to close deals. That's what our thing is all about. That's why we have the Note Closer show. It's not about me closing deals, it's about you guys closing deals. And what we've done with our WCN is that our WCN membership is as we get discounts in or as we get lists in, we'll literally post them in the Basecamp group for you. Denise asked a question, how should we find out more information about the one-on-one coaching? Should I email? Yeah, you can email me at scott@weclosenotes.com. scott@weclosenotes.com. We'll be talking about this at the end of the day today. I didn't want to go through both of these with you guys and overwhelm you with stuff. But this is designed for you guys to do this. There we go. To actually take action, actually close deals. We bring on deals. We bring case studies. When we do our, we haven't done one of these in a little while, but when we bring on our list and break down our list on Monday night, our WC crew members always get first bids besides our coaching students. Coaching students, and then our WC members are our top two tiers of our students that we work with. And our WC members, guys, you are always first in line. You're the ones getting the links to things. You guys have questions, coaching calls. I've got people that been through coaching, been with me for a couple of years, our WC membership. We don't really talk about this a lot. We only usually open it up once or twice, right around our virtual workshop and then Note Camp. Usually it's a pretty quiet thing for the most part. I don't advertise this a lot, just around our workshops. Like I said, around our major events for you guys to take advantage of it, because there is a lot of things that we're doing. We're constantly buying, constantly selling. Somebody called me like, hey, Scott, I'm working on a deal. Can you help me? Yeah, let's look at it. Oh, you need funding? Call this person. Call this person to help you fund. They got some money. Oh, hey, you know what? You're looking for a deal? Call this person. Like when Joel Markovitz or other people call me, hey, I got a deal. Do you know anybody? Oh, yeah. Call Donald Ellington. He's in Baltimore. He's looking for a deal down there. Oh, call Robbie Woods. He's down in Orlando there. If it's something I'm not going to buy. All right. Oh, you got something in Wisconsin? You know what? You should probably call Julianne Ferraro up that neck of the woods. If you got something in Maryland, call Laura Blanc. Okay. Yeah, I have notes for sale. Yeah, I have notes for sale. Definitely. We had more time a little bit. I probably would have thrown some up there. Okay. And the things I'm going to tell you though right now too is, as people call me like, hey, I'm always going to ask people two things. What's your LLC? If you don't have an LLC, I'm not going to sell to you. You need to have an LLC, an entity. That means you need to go out to Laughlin, and Laughlin will give you an LLC along with a corporate veil. That's the most second thing. Who's your servicer going to be? You're like, oh, I'm also going to ask you, who have you learned from? Oh, I've taken this class. Okay, great. Oh, I haven't taken it. I'm not going to sell you a note if you haven't taken any education, because that's like playing with a loaded revolver. It's like playing Russian roulette with your business. You don't want to do that. Huh? Norman asked, do you have a step-by-step blueprint to this, then this, then this? Yeah, Norman, we go through that in our virtual workshop. What are the things to do? How do you find things? How do you market things? And then the step-by-step, yeah, we go through it in a virtual workshop for you, Norman. Okay. And yes, you get signed up for the WC membership, you can watch the replays to the June workshop. You can start watching that now. You can start learning that stuff now. You don't have to wait around until September for the virtual workshop. You can start learning from the replays right now. That's included. All the replays are included with that stuff. You literally put you in a base camp group and you've got access to everything. Oh, here's the link. Here's the special password for that. I'm going to go watch that. I'm going to go watch it. Scott, I have a question. Great. Let's schedule a phone call. Get on my calendar. Let's spend 30 minutes to an hour walking you through step by step. Because for some people, everybody's at a different point. Some people are a little bit more experienced. They've been in real estate for a while, so they got some things set up. Others are like, I'm brand new. Well, let's start with what the basics you need to put in place. Okay. Wayne says, if you like this training, the WCN crew is a great way to pick up what Scott teaches. Highly recommends it, solely unsolicited. Thank you, Wayne. Yeah, Wayne's been a WCN crew member for a while. Wayne, you call me all the time with questions on deals that you're bidding on, and I'm glad to walk you through that. Hey, let's look through the numbers, or, you know, thank you, Wayne, for saying that. I appreciate that. Yeah, Wayne's been around for a while. Scott, my weak point is being creative with picks and reaching media. I'm not giving up, but thinking of getting help with growing my media base. Where would you recommend I start for help? Well, the first thing you got to do is start picking up a couple platforms. On our second day of our virtual workshop, we go through kind of something called the contact octagon. Okay, the marketing octagon, the content spider. You got to start building on little things, and that's first is the three most important things. Obviously, is LinkedIn, and then also a little bit on your video on YouTube. YouTube's free, and then your email marketing. Now, a great website to go to start looking at training and kind of mess around is Canva. Canva.com is a great place to start with your media. Okay, Joanna, you're not listening to this. You should just go sign up for $97 a month. Yes, totally. Sign up. Exactly. I know it's a dumb question. It's not really a dumb question, but that's what we offer. $97 a month, year long. You get access to all the virtual stuff. It's why it's here for you. Okay. That's why it's there for you. Now, if you sign up for it and then you cancel after a month, you and I are going to have a conversation. You're going to get blacklisted. But the point I'm making here is it's designed here for you guys that are long-term and want to do this long-term. Hey, instead of having $1,000 cost or $500 cost, just sign up for $97 a month. You'll be a lot happier, and you get rock and roll, and you have access to all of our training, all the replays, and go from there. Shelly asked a question. You mentioned foreclosure lists. Do you get those from list brokers or the county? Depends on the county. Okay. Shelly, yes, I do have VAs for what I do. You would want to go back and watch day one. Amy Ransdell with Real Estate VAs, Riva Global, gave a great presentation on virtual assistant training. And that's one of the things that's great is that we literally gave them our training videos for us to train their VAs on how to pull IRA investors, how to raise capital, how to connect with asset manager LinkedIn, how to make phone calls. We literally gave them our video training straight to them so that their VAs, if you're coming from one of our students and working with them, they got the training videos for them to start doing. Now, you still have to tell them what you want to do. You still got to walk them through that and coach them, but they're going to understand the video's already in place and ready to rock and use. Okay. Mr. Bill, what's up, buddy? Glad to have you there. All right. So, let's see here. Denise asked a question. Do you have a proprietary software once we sign up that will assist us with analyzing deals? No, we don't, because every tape is different, Denise. Every tape, every asset is a little bit different. So it's not, you don't have that kind of plug and play software. Okay. It's no investing. You got to understand. That's why we do a lot of deal breakdowns. We do a lot of due diligence on breaking down assets. And we go through that on our virtual workshops. We do it on our note weekends from time to time of going through a specific asset. So you've got to really understand what's going on with that deal. It'll be because a lot of times, like people ask me, do you have an ROI calculator? I'm like, yeah, I have my own, but I'm not going to give it to you. Well, why not? Because you have to develop your own ROI. There's things on my ROI calculator that are exclusive to what we do with our business. It's different because I have vendors that charge me different than what you would charge. They would charge you because you got to go out and build some of those relationships. There's also an ROI calculator on the front end will kill most of your deals. And what I mean by that, you'll double bill. You get so worried about, I've seen this happen. People get so worried about having all the expenses covered on the front end before they make an offer that the deal gets killed. And half of what you start thinking never ends up happening anyway. I mean, I wish, people say, I wish every note reperformed. And they do, the borrowers do about 60% of the time, depending on how you target and do your due diligence. And you make offers. But if you run it out, I've seen investors where they put every deal through their ROI calculator in the front end and it killed every deal. You got to realize if you get a tape in, you may make offers on 30, 50, 60, 100 assets, knowing you're not going to get half of them. And depending on what the bid comes back, whether accept or counter, then you really do a deep dive in evaluating things. Okay. Yes, we help you analyze deals. If you got a deal, I will gladly jump on the phone with you and help you analyze. I do that a lot of times. You can schedule a phone call me, talkwithscottcarson.com, and we'll spend some time. Now, don't call me the day before a bid is due, the day deals are due, and get mad if I can't take the phone call, because I do have my own deals, my own business. But yes, you can book always on my calendar. My WC and crew members get access to that as well. Okay. Awesome. Yep. Scott at weclosenotes.com is my email. Talkwithscottcarson.com is my calendar. It's talkwithscottcarson.com. Sounds good, Joanna. Look forward to talking with you. Okay. Thanks, Shelly. All right, everybody. Hey, take the opportunity to get signed up today. Pretty simple there for you. Noteumbrella.com. Get signed up today. Get all you can eat buffet to our training, except for our one-on-one coaching at $97 a month. Pretty simple. It's a no-brainer when it comes to being a value in the note industry there for you. All right, let's do this. We're on our break. Let's take a quick, we'll take a quick 15-minute break. We got Darren Adams with Keep coming on. I'm going to talk about how to automate your marketing to close more deals, raise more capital through automation. So come on back here in 15 minutes, everybody. See you back soon. Hey, Darren, how's it going, bud? Hang on, I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
It is going horribly, but it's going. Oh, whoops.
Are you where are you in Florida? Where are you at?
I'm in Louisville, Kentucky.
Nice. Is that why you've are you get your video on a bottle?
I'm on my phone. And there's a major issue with our VPN Global Protect thing, and I can't log in. I can't get Wi-Fi access, and I've been trying all this stuff. And so I on my phone, I slacked into our team, and it's a system problem. We're scrambling on this. I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing a presentation here in a little bit. Like, we're working, but it might not be happening. So I'm probably gonna do phone. Is there a way to switch? I might just. I'm trying to show how do I show my slides? I don't.
You don't have a laptop there at all with Wi-Fi?
I have a laptop here that has Wi-Fi, but I can't really have Wi-Fi. Anytime we log into Wi-Fi, it has to go through the company network to make sure it's secure and all that stuff. And so, although I have Wi-Fi, I can't log into the company VPN. So, yeah.
Oh, good times.
So I know I was just talking to these guys. I'm like, they're like trying to give me different ideas. I'm like, I might just try to wing it. I might just.
So you don't have your usual presentation on your laptop somewhere?
Yes, I have it right here on my laptop.
Can you get on the Zoom on your laptop?
No, see, I can't have access to anything Wi-Fi on my laptop because it all goes through the VPN.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
Can you email me your presentation? Can you send me your presentation?
No, because I can't do anything on my laptop.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah. I know. I keep thinking, oh, that'll work. Like, oh no, that's right. We already thought of that. That's not going to work.
Should I pull? Is it a similar presentation you given in the past?
No, I don't think so. I mean, enough other stuff has changed. It's really more. I don't think I've done one for you for like a couple of years. How ghetto is this if I do this?
That's not too bad. It's better than nothing.
Okay.
Now, can you go in and adjust your camera where it will go horizontal for you?
Yeah, hold on. So I can, you mean do like that?
Yeah. So you're not sideways. That's better. That's so much better.
Okay. I figured the screen was horizontal and I should make the phone tilt that. Okay. I'll just do it this way. I'll just hold my phone like this. And then when I want you to see the screen, I'll just do that. And then I'll come back to me.
That's fine.
Oh.
We'll make it work. Now, what kind of phone do you have? You have an iPhone or Samsung?
Yeah. iPhone. Yeah.
So you should be able, if you log out of Zoom and log back in, but keep it horizontal, it should automatically switch for you. So it's wider versus being horizontal. It should be horizontal versus being vertical.
Yeah.
Like, when you watch a YouTube video, if you watch it like this and flip it over, it opens up like that.
Right. And it's in my settings, but I think I want me to be vertical. I want that to be horizontal.
Yeah, you got to pick one, buddy. Your slides. I love you. You're a beautiful man. Even now you don't have the beard, but I think going horizontal where people can see the slides is more important than your shining face. I mean, I know you. I love you.
Is that in settings? That's in settings, right?
Yeah.
Let me go into my settings. I was looking there that it's like in the screen lock thing, but which is it? It's not my control center. It's not general.
Your main screen drop down screen at the very front main screen where you basically you go to the top and pull it down to adjust your screen lock.
This yeah, I'm trying to, and it's not doing anything for me.
Log out of Zoom. Can you log back in on your phone? But keep your phone. Don't keep it vertical. Keep it like this and see what it does. That usually works.
Yeah, I just have to adjust the thing. Okay, so I'm going to log out of Zoom. I'm nervous to log out of Zoom. Okay, I'm going to log out of Zoom and give it a try.
We'll see you back in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Gotta love technology. It happens, but you know what? When you've given enough presentations at different places, you figure out what it goes. And Darren is such a valuable tool, such a valuable. He's such a valuable part of our team as well too, with what we do with marketing and reaching out. So it's kind of a funny. Yeah, I see some comments from people on here laughing. He can't connect. That's the thing, Norman. His computer is through the VPN. It won't let him go through because of the VPN. I appreciate that, and he's already been through that. But unfortunately, the way his computer is set up that way, it's got to go for security. Okay. It's not a hotspot. It's his computer setup. I had one when I worked for Cirrus Logic years ago. It wouldn't allow us. We had to literally log on the VPN to be able to access anything. It wouldn't allow. It was the setting there for safety, so that people aren't downloading stupid things. You're not giving, especially when you work for a technical company, they don't want your virus on your laptop affecting files and things like that. So that's why they go through the VPN security thing. Okay. This is why we have the breaks between speakers, just to CYA, cover our assets. Yeah, we had somebody Wednesday night on her phone, on her camera, was upside down on Zoom. You gotta keep your camera. There we go. Yay!
Yeah. And
so what's on tap for vacation in Louisville, Darren? Because you're calling us actually from your family vacation, aren't you?
Exactly. We took a red eye in overnight. I don't want to have you look out the window. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a better. Maybe this is a little better. I'm in someone else's house. These are some friends of ours, and they're not even here. So anyway, we used to live in Louisville. My youngest son was born in Louisville. He doesn't remember anything about Louisville. So he's the only one left at home now. And so we said, hey, anywhere you want to go for summer vacation, you pick. He's like, I want to go back to Louisville. And so we said, okay, we'll go back to Louisville. So we're here for today and part of tomorrow. We're going to drive up to Indianapolis tomorrow. Maybe go to Cincinnati, maybe swing down to Nashville.
It's like your old home stopping grounds.
Yeah. And it's like, it's one of those vacations. We've never done one like this. We don't know what we're doing. We're just winging it. We're going wherever we want, whenever we want.
I love it. There you go.
We just my son just wants to eat a bunch of barbecue. And he wants to go to dive food places that nobody knows about, sort of like diners, drive-ins, whatever. Yeah, that show. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, you want to get started? You want to get rock and rolling?
I'm ready to rock and roll if you are.
All right, let's do this, baby. Hang on here. Let me